We're here today with Dave and Ryan, who won Gamers World Local today. What are you playing today?
On my channel, let's go. So I was playing Danger Tier. So it's Tearlaments. I have not been playing it for the last while for this format. It's actually my first time physically playing it in person.
You're playing Sprite first, weren't you?
I was playing Sprite Adventure most of the time. The reason I didn't want to play this deck was because I kept seeing people using it to, like, they have to like burn in time to like cinch a win and stuff. I will say for a fact I played 5 rounds and I did not go into time a single time today.
Not bad.
Very impressed with myself. This is actually the first time I've won Gamers World Locals. I've kind of topped or came top 4, so pretty happy with this.
What were your matches today?
So my matchups today, first matchup was against Zombie kind of Control. They were basically summoning Balordock the whole time. Match 2 was Numeron. Go second Numeron. Match 3 was, oh god, I don't know. I think it was Danger, or it was Tier, it was pure Tier. They came in, I think, 4th. And then I was playing against Branded Plant, and I've forgotten one in the middle there somewhere. And I just can't remember what it. Oh, Sprite. I had to play Sprite as well. That was a really tough matchup actually, but he bricked in game 3, so
yeah, seen that.
Gotta give that. But in general, I like the Numeron one was kind of interesting because I bricked, but I set just Super Poly and then left it, and then he went and then summoned all his 4 guys, and I Super Poly'd the last 2 for Garura, and it was pretty cool. But let's get into deck profile, and I have a few things to talk about because it's very teched out. Which is not something you should do if you've never played the deck in person. You should probably just play a normal version, but it worked out for me and I just got lucky off mills and stuff, which is quite cool. So we're playing 1, 2, 3 Merly, 3 Havness, 3 Shiren, 3 Rhino Heart, and to be honest, I would be in favor of playing 2, except it's a very good normal summon from Armageddon Knight, so that's quite good. So that's the tier monsters.
Just 12, is it?
Essentially, literally all of them, yeah, all 12. And then we're on to Dangers, so I'm playing Danger Tier. So I was playing 1 Bigfoot, 3 Nessie, 1 Jackalope, 1 Shushinoko, 2 Chupacabra, 2 Mothman. So quite a lot of Dangers. Nessie is obviously the best one because it's an Aqua and because it's dark. But I was playing 2 Bigfoot before and I swapped it to Chupacabra. And I was playing Dark Greffer as well. But I took out Greffer in order to put in another Chupacabra because basically, at the very least, you can make a rank 4, which is usually Dugara's or something else like that. So you make a rank 4 or you basically get to draw more further into your deck. These 2 are kind of shitty. I don't like them too much, but at the same time, they're quite useful when they do come up. I don't think I got Snake Effect once, or whichever one is the one that summons from the deck. I never got that effect. Never even saw that card. The other one, which specials itself, I did get. So that was quite cool. And then in general, I think Mothman's actually probably one of the best ones. I never used its effect in Grave, but just stats wise, it's quite good. It's better than Chupacabra. So Bigfoot came up once. I discarded it off of Super Poly to pop an extra card after I Super Poly'd their board away, which was quite cool. But Nessie is just, when you mill Nessie and a tier name, you're sorted. You're probably winning that game, more than likely. So then we've got our tier spells, which is Pearl Rhino, and also 1 Mystic Mine, ban this card. But, so funny story, well, not funny story, but interesting story about Pearl Rhinos is I was at Euros like a few weeks ago. I saw Danger Tier everywhere, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get on this Danger Tier stuff, because if I don't, the price of this is going to go up. So I bought these 3 at vendor prices at Euros for €85 each, and I'm not sure if I regret it just yet. They're sitting at about 83 right now. So without postage, that was quite good. So I'm happy enough with that. 1 Terraforming, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Super Poly, 2 Desires. Desires is quite good. It didn't get ashed once. The only thing that did get ashed was this. So then we get into kind of weird, so played 2 Salik. Didn't play Meta Noise. I think the Meta Noise one is only played in the pure tier, which is like hand trap tier. In this one, this came up quite actually a lot. It's great to mill. It's great to negate effects permanently on the field, which I'm not sure if you're ever aware of that, but it's permanent. It's quite cool. Then we get into sort of the one-offs, so I'm just going to change the view of it. So
real quick, have you blind second yet with the Dark Ruler and the
no,
two
never
bodies?
blind second. It's more so just in case I am stuck on second.
You have them there just in case.
Yeah. So worst thing that you can do is if you're going first and you draw them, you just go danger effect and then pray that they get discarded. You know, super volley on its own is usually good enough. Even if you set it, it's like a good battle trap. So yeah. Beyond that, I got foolish burial. Called by Instant Fusion. Zephyros actually was really good today. I was surprised. Snow, obviously. So these are the one-offs. I main Spell Canceller.
How do you summon this yoke?
So we'll talk about that when I get to extra deck. But in general, right? So first thing, you can tribute someone if you do draw it.
Yeah.
It outs your own Mystic Mine, which actually came up today. I outed my own Mystic Mine after I activated it. I didn't want to tribute someone and like Mystic Mine was dead. And then finally Eradicator. So I had two techie cards in the main. So this one is if in case I want to summon off Griffin, never came up. Spell Canceller did come up. But basically what you do is you make a rank 4, so you mill it, let's say Ghost of Grave, you mill it, you make Dagara's, you go Dagara's effect, special summon Spell Canceller, and then assuming you've already got Snow and Grave, you would go Snow effect and you use these two to make IP Masquerena, and then you make like something that threatens on their turn, so it's quite good. So these are all really good. Called by, I think it's kind of crappy. It never got used today. Never really encountered too many hand traps. No, it didn't come up. So it was kind of meh. This one didn't. Yes, so that should be banned, and mine should definitely be banned. And to be honest, Snow should be banned. That card is disgusting. This card is disgusting. Or at the very least, it should be like this card. It should be only once per duel or something, right? In which case, this deck is more fair. This deck is too unfair. That's why I kind of decided to go with it, because Adventure Sprite is pretty fair for the most part. Except for the double toad, but yeah, so it's like 44 cards in the main. There's not too much I'd like to cut. I think the fact that I've got dangers helps a lot, so it's fine. And then we go to extra deck. So we'll go to extra deck and we'll start with the fusion monsters. So we got Mud Dragon, Dragostapelia, which I upgraded to an Ultra today. Thank you, Keen McDonald. I got Garura, 1 Kikkalos, and 1 Kaleidoheart. So I was playing 2 Kikkalos because you generally only play 1 Kaleidoheart, but for this one I could only fit 1. I was playing 2 for a while, but I'll talk about the card I actually cut the second one for. But 1 was enough. I didn't come up, except there's one time where I sat on the Super Poly and I had nothing to Super Poly into, but that was my own poor decisions. So then we got Xyz monsters. So I got Dagara's, Redoer, Dweller. So Dweller never came up. Actually, it came up once, but not in the mirror. Surprisingly, it came up in the branded Predaplant thing where it got negated by Dragostapelia. So it was kind of interesting. And then Link monsters, which is this is actually more of a Link deck. So Dark, IP, Sprite Elf, Curious, Topologic Bomber Dragon, Topologic Zeroboros, and Nightmare Griffin. So the card I took out the second Kikkalos for was Sprite Elf. So that I could facilitate a play with IP and Elf into either Zeroboros or into Bomber Dragon, depending. So it's quite good. Griffin didn't actually come up today, and it's great to be able to set a spell or set a trap, but it doesn't actually fit the criteria for things like Eradicator or the other one I play as well.
What about Curious? Do you think it should be first banned?
Curious is ban worthy as well.
You think?
Yeah, the fact that you can send any card is ridiculous. So Curious, and the fact that it mills more as well as a mandatory effect is insane. And when it leaves the field, you get to add a card. It's insane. It's a broken card. It shouldn't exist. So Redoer came up once, and I got a trap off it, and that was pretty cool. And it's also good for Shiren effect. But the main one is definitely Dagara's. Dagara's is insane.
The draw effect or just the reborn effect?
The reborn effect. You use it to bring back Spell Canceller. That's kind of its whole purpose. Garura is insane. Honestly, Super Poly should be banned because this card exists. It just does too much. It facilitates breaking basically any board that's like the same type and same attribute, which is not very fair. And even Mud Dragon, you use it quite a bit, to be honest, but like definitely Garura. So that's like the extra deck. It's pretty tight. Elf came up a bit just to bring back Merly and Mill and stuff and stuff like that. I was going to do some really spicy techie stuff in the side with Elf, where I was going to use Dark, and if I was playing against Sprite, I'd summon back their blue, and then blue effect search Jet, and then Jet effect search Smashers. But I didn't do any of that stuff. But
Didn't want to?
No, it was too complicated, and you just end up milling stuff anyway. So you'll end up milling your Smashers, in which case it's a dead card. So then we'll start with side deck, which is back row removal mainly. So Pankratops, Red Reboot, Galaxy Cyclone, Feather Duster, and Dynamisticus.
A lot of one-offs.
So a lot of one-offs. I just wanted to diversify it. This never came up. This never came up. This was never cited in. This was only cited in when I thought someone had was going to cite in Eradicator, maybe. And this was cited in a bit, which is actually quite good. This one's quite good. This one theoretically is good. This one is good if you're playing against Mystic Mine, which I did not play against any Mystic Mine today. But even if I did, I had Spell Cancer in the main and Eradicator. I can just call Trap, or I can just call Spells, and that'll do it as well.
Pop the mine.
Yeah, literally pop the mine and any mine facilitators that they have in hand as well. So that's kind of the spell and trap removal, so to speak. Then we've got Deck Devi, which I did come up today. I played against Sprite. I said it, and I went Bigfoot effect in hand, and then they sniped some other cards. Didn't really care. I summoned Bigfoot, drew a card, I drew into Super Poly, set Super Poly, and then went Standby Deck Devi. And
what you call?
Called this is
the monster.
One. So they lost 4 cards, and they also shifted before that, so they banished all 4. So they banished all 4 themselves as well.
They had nothing engraved, you hadn't them.
They had nothing engraved, and then so they had starter and evenly matched, and they went starter into Jet, and then Jet or into blue into Jet, and then I went Super Poly for Garura. So disgusting. I mean, yeah. And then there was one stage as well where I was playing against a tier player, and I went. He had Dweller on the field, and then I drew into. Not Rhino Heart. What's the other one? Or whichever one it was, and then I made. And then I activated Super Poly. So I said it. It's like doesn't start a chain, so it's quite cool. Then kind of going first cards, I went with 3 Skill Drain. They go with Zephyros, but also if you make Kaleido Heart's just a 3k beater. Same with Topologic, same with any of those. So you just sit on a big monster. It never came up. All I did was mill it and banish it for snow. 3 Droll came up once. Droll is good for against Danger Tearlaments if it ever came up. And it's slightly good against stuff like Despia, which is kind of running rampant a bit here. And just General Rogue. And finally, 3 Lava Golem, which is disgusting, first of all. So one thing it does is, if I go tribute to your monsters and I have Havness in hand, they go Havness, they take 1,000, and I go Havness effect, and then I get to mill 3. The other thing it does is, I got someone down to 500 life points, and then I went tribute, and just passed. Disgusting. And I say this as someone who's not an advocate of burn cards, but I'm not an advocate of burn cards in time. I wasn't trying to burn someone in time. As I said, I would never went to time today. I just killed them with this card, so that was quite cool. But it was their own fault for being at 500. But they were only at 500 life points, so I was going to kill them some other way, but that was the most efficient way to do it. This is like the entire list.
Any changes you're making it?
I honestly don't know, because most of the stuff you just end up milling. I just milled like a god today. That's the god honest truth. I milled snow at the perfect times. Half the time I didn't have to send it off of Curious most times. Yeah, I don't really know. There's nothing I would consider like to change. Maybe Eradicator in the main is kind of it's a dependent card. Spell Cancer is perfect. I do think maybe something like you could maybe go Jinzo, honestly. I don't know, I think Jinzo's defense, it depends on the format really, because like Dugara's is insane. There's nothing too much I would change, I don't think. You just have to pray your mills. The other thing I would maybe do is take out the Desires and maybe the Mystic Mine and maybe the Mystic Mine and just play more Dangers or play more Dark Refer or something like that. So that's what I really.
Would you play Prosperity, would you?
No, you can't in this deck. It just your extra deck is so used. Even with Prosperity you can't. I think And then also the half damage thing is kind of annoying, and because you draw off of the dangers, there's no way.
Yeah.
So you're either choosing to play prosperity or you're choosing to play dangers. And they would conflict with each other too much. So shout outs. I think big shout out goes to like Frankie, because he gave me a lot of suggestions, and he also gave me the Chupacabras. Shout out to Gerald, who gave me the Mothmans. But main thing was, I think, just the suggestions I got from Frankie in terms of how the deck works, and you know, the importance of the dangers a lot, and just the elf as well, because I wasn't thinking of playing elf. But overall, pretty good. Not sure if I guess I'll play this deck again, maybe. I might change some things. I don't know what yet, but it'll pretty stay mostly the same. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. You understand how to summon Spellcaster right now, right?
Yeah,
you just skip your main phase 1 off to Garrus, yeah. Or you tribute summon it, because you just go Shiren Effect or whatever, and you just sit on it, and it's disgusting. Especially, imagine if you're playing against Runic, right? It's like one of my friends has gone over to Niagara, he's playing Runic, and you just go tribute summon Spellcaster, and like, unless they draw Imperm, they literally cannot play. So, you know, it's quite a good card. That's why it's been in the main a lot more, because of people playing Runic Sprite and stuff. So anyways, that is me. I am signing off. Yu-Gi-Oh!